I seen your Vita port of Final Fantasy X and 10 too. How well did PlayStation 2 games port to the Vita? I know they ported pretty well from the Vita to the PlayStation.
Pretty well.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm happy with Vita ports. I'm happy with Vita ports. All right, hey everybody, this is John
Is Nerd Leader?
and music.
Yeah.
So, last time on Dragon Ball Z, we were. I can loosen this up.
Enough so it moves, but enough that it pops apart.
Yeah. New mic stand is coming.
Ah. Have you decided on what form it'll take?
Nope,
Okay.
just that a new one is coming. Alright, so, we did mount Hobbs. We're now about to do the Fabul event. Random encounter, okay.
In this one, like, are they chancing to petrify you there, or do they have to use beak?
Oh, that's a good question. Man, Kick is really nerfed.
This was funny when they want to nerf something like that. It's like, you don't even get them long enough. Let them be strong. It is funny how often a lot of rebalancing just makes you be in combat with enemies you don't care about longer.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like the ice rod's been nerfed too. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it goes to do like about 10 damage with it, and I feel like it used to be more. Am I wrong about that?
Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't use the ice rod the right way growing up.
Ah.
There we go. Someone close to a level. We're gonna check that real quick. Yeah. Maybe. No. 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 I'm about to lose him. I'm not gonna bother with leveling up Yang. Shit. Okay. Wanted to make sure that the noise from the fan was gonna come through. Okay.
A large portion of my playing these games is checking for what you're checking for. Can I poke against all these walls?
Oh, wow. It's not Yang's wife. Sheila.
Huh. I just assume you know who this is.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. How'd you hear? I haven't told anybody. Oh. Eh.
So do you think that's supposed to be a wardrobe change, or he just looks that good from the back?
Hmm.
Why not? It's funny that that's the bed available.
There's an inn. I'm just saying.
I actually was wondering about that. I can't remember. There's a lot of the intricacies of some of these towns I don't remember.
See? Inn.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just sleep in the king's bed.
I mean, it is funny, because if Golbez is going to come and do this so personally, it's like, why did they ever need Cecil?
Because I guess he was trying not to.
Ah, okay. Kind of like he just wanted to be behind the scenes completely.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. It's just, he's so ready to do it so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, is it me? It's easy to know the context and stuff and feel like it's significant when they mention Golbez. But when I originally played this game, it's like, okay, why the fuck do I care about this random Golbez guy? You know, I mean, I guess I'll probably have to fight him eventually. But I guess the game already acts like there's a lot of weight to his presence, and it's like, yeah, okay. It's
Yeah.
well, like, let's say Final Fantasy VII, right? In that, in the original one, it acts like Sephiroth is important from the beginning, but the instruction manual told you he was important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the instruction booklet of this says. A lot of these old ones have more information than I thought they did. Like, I played Final Fantasy VI all the way through several times before I ever saw the instruction manual, and it has a lot of information in there that's very, like, spoilerish.
The instruction manual for Final Fantasy II in the United States was a walkthrough up to the underground.
Oh, okay.
It literally gave you what you needed to do step by step to get to the point where you drop the magma key into the well.
Like, it just told you the key points, or it told you, like, go grab this over here also for your own benefit, stuff like that? Like,
Just the walkthrough of the story beats.
okay.
That was it. Like all the extras and hidden stuff and all whatever. Nope. Just the, and now Cecil needs to do this, and now Cecil needs to do this, and now Cecil needs to do this. Or Cecil, whatever.
I don't know. I say it that way because that's how you say it.
Yeah. So, once you get to the point with the magma key, that's it. Like, that's where the instruction manual ends.
Okay.
The next page is notes.
So, like, it's not even a standard one in the fact that it just tells you basically how the game works and stuff. It's like,
That's like the first 5 pages. After
Okay.
that, the rest of it is walkthrough. No! What the fuck did I do?
making you use Edward this part and not your character with white magic makes a lot more sense if he has solid.
I just now realized that Cecil and Yang have the same amount of hit points.
Yeah. Yang's got pretty good hit points, man. Like, he's, what, 7 levels lower?
6?
Okay.
I think it's 6. Oh, no, you're right. You know, it's...
Also got a... It's like I don't wear a t-shirt, but I still have the Charlie Brown thing going on. It's more like some kind of belt or sarong or something he's wearing. But...
This game's got a banger of a soundtrack.
Sometimes I think one of the other Final Fantasy games use this music, but it's what I'm thinking of is Mario RPG. It's where the other rendition of the song is. You know, when you fight Kulux or whatever.
Yeah.
Because this is the music they use, right?
I think so.
Of course, it's interesting that those two, this game and that game, are on the same system. It's just the difference at the beginning and the end of the system cycle. Although I feel like that, I don't know, you've been keeping up on modern games more than I have recently. Is there that much difference nowadays between the beginning and end games? Like, you know, the difference between like Smart Ball and Donkey Kong Country, you know what I mean?
Not really. A lot of the games that are coming out, you could have made them work on the previous generation of consoles.
Okay.
They're not doing anything that really pushes the genre forward, and I know that this is something that we've both kind of opined about, like people that just like it's just generic and it's not really pushing things forward. It's just like, well, not everything has to.
Yeah. There's such thing as what people already like and keeping doing that.
But I will agree that something needs to push things forward.
Well, yeah, it is interesting because even something like virtual reality, that's not new. I did that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it is like there are no new formats that we can make for games. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Kind of like you said, like what could you do on a PlayStation? Let's say the PlayStation 6 comes out. What way of presentation of a game, you know, a viewpoint, a graphic style, something like that, couldn't have been done on the previous system? Like, basically, what can't they do now? Like, render distance is the only thing left, right?
Graphic fidelity,
Yeah.
resolution, frames, and enemy AI and behavior is left. But I start to wonder where we go from simulation or we start separating simulation and game.
Well, you know, even though I think too much stuff relies on a cartoony style to hide things, I also do find it funny about how, like, everything, no matter what the setting, has to be ultra realistic nowadays.
You know, that is one of the things that I like about Warcraft. Oh my god, Edward. It doesn't really try to push itself graphically. It's just, this is what we are.
So you think you'd be a little disappointed if, like, it got to the point where, like, okay, you've seen the commercial for the newest expansion, right? Shows that orc on the battlefield and then in his house, and then he's like building his house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it ever got to the point where it always had to look on that level of fidelity, and it's like, no, ultra realistic looking everything, do you think that would hurt the experience for you with Warcraft? If they were like, all right, we're redoing all the imagery and everything was kind of like the modern Mortal Kombat games where there's no cartooniness left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying it has to be cartoony, but it's like,
So, do you know why Warcraft is stuck with the look that it currently has for so long?
I mean, I no.
It has nothing to do with like how they want it to look. It has nothing to do with design choice or whatever. It is an aesthetic choice so that it can be played on the maximum amount of hardware in the market.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
I
it.
mean, okay. It's very similar to like Final Fantasy Tactics. It's part of the reason I have such a problem with the War of the Lions version. Is it's even for the time, it's not a great looking graphics quality wise game. I'm not saying it's not pretty, but PlayStation games looked better than that when that came out.
Yeah.
But it intentionally looks like that for frame rate, so that the frame rates never dip. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I can get behind stuff like that. I mean, I've talked about before, like, let's say, you know, you've seen me play Might and Magic, right? How it's kind of like Doom, where it's a semi 3D world. I think
Everybody's flat pixels.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's say you made a game like that nowadays. How far could you get the render distance?
You get it really fucking far.
You know, because I mean, I think, you know, I think something people don't understand about what makes people feel like the ring or the world in Elden Ring is so huge is how much of it you can see at once. Now, a game like Red Dead might have as good of draw distance, but the world's not set up in a way to show itself off to you from a distance.
It's not really. I mean, you have some like places you can do that.
I mean, something I noticed recently coming out of the and my more recent character that I made coming out of the and I thought I can't say that I've never noticed this before. I just never really thought about it.
Yeah.
But when I came out of the that place to the beginning of the game, you know, when you meet the White Mask and stuff like that. Right?
First steps.
Yeah. When I came out on the first steps, I know you pointed out before how you could see the Erd Tree, but you know what else you can see from that point? You can see the Flame of Ruin's pot.
Hmm.
You can see the mountaintops of the giants from the beginning of the game. Like, and that's crazy. At least to old guys like us, you know, like, you know, I'll go back to something like Might Magic, and I can still deal with it. I play with it in its way, but like, you can only see like 40 feet ahead of you, and the world just stops. You know. I mean, maybe it's a little more than 40 feet, but you know what I mean. It's like, and that was just a thing in games. You know, have you ever played a game like Silent Hill that really tries to hide it with the smoothing on the PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
Where you can just see where the world stops without whatever it is obscuring it. Yeah.
Ooh. Nice.
You know, that's something that was just taken for granted. And I could almost say we didn't used to see it. Not that we didn't, but you learn how to look at a world in a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kane's back.
My fight is with you. So let me ask you this. I was just thinking, there are a lot of things said in this that, like, I wonder how they're supposed to be saying it. Kind of like this conversation. Like, how is Kane talking now? Is he talking the way he usually does? Is he acting weird? Like, I know he's saying stuff he probably wouldn't be, but this is just, like, is the way he's coming off here just seem like he's just like, no, I want to take you out, Cecil? Or is it like, oh, whatchamacallit, is he all being like, yeah, I'm here to kill you? You know what I mean? Is he gone like...
I would imagine based on, like, Cecil's reaction to him, he's just in his natural state.
Okay.
You know?
Because what, you know, and that kind of makes me think of something I was thinking of last time but didn't get around to saying is, What do you think you would like a Ivalice Chronicles treatment of this game?
I already got it. The DS version.
Ah, okay. Let me ask you this: did it add a bunch of dialogue like the other one did, and context and stuff?
Yes, it did. Actually, I want to say this scene is has spoken dialogue, and he just walks in and he's just like, "No, Cecil, I'm here for you."
Ah,
You know, and Cecil's like, "Wait, what?"
ah,
You know?
Okay. But part of what I meant by the other one is everything being voice acted, like everything and everyone. You know what I mean? Like even in battle, they're like, it's like every now and then he's like, "Dark."
That'd be cool. Should have done that with the Pixel remaster, but I can get why they didn't.
Yeah, well, I've noticed that for a long time, Square was very hesitant to go all the way with that. Cause do you remember in Final Fantasy X, the first time you'd use like a spell or ability, they'd call it out, right?
Yeah.
And then very rarely after you did that, they might do it again.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny because I remember understanding that it might be annoying, but being a little disappointed that that's how they dealt with it, because it really gives you this idea that they're going to do it every time. It's not that I super want them to, but I kind of want them to do it a little more often.
You want the Shakespearean experience.
Well, I don't know.
Well, this is what you're asking for.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think the way Tactics interpreted it is right in that they will say the full spell every now and then, but whether or not they do, their character will be like, fire. Do you think in Final Fantasy, in this, when like Rosa casts Cure, do you think she's like, Cure, or that's just telling you what it is? Is that her talking, or because that's how Tactics seems to
Well, yeah, that's what Tactics is doing, and that's fine.
But I'm just saying, do you think that is the way most of the games were meant to be, or that it's just telling you what spell is being used?
I think it's just telling you what spell's being used.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in Dungeons and Dragons, you just have a somatic component. It doesn't say what that somatic component is.
You mean the verbal component?
Yes, I'm sorry. Somatic was the movement one, my bad.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell you what the verbal component is. It doesn't tell you what the incantation is. It doesn't tell you what the command word is. It just says there is one.
Well, it's funny because you know where a lot of that vagary comes from? Is in the first two editions. Not only is it like kind of it's that whole somewhat ununderstandable by normal people magic language, but the reason it's obscured is there's a skill to know what people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's that's what spellcraft originally basically was. I'm not saying you couldn't use it for anything else, but it wasn't for making your magic items and stuff. That was a separate ability. It was for, like, when someone casts a spell, what spell are they casting?
Yeah.
Because you gotta consider, think about in Dungeons & Dragons, how many spells a wizard could cast it, and then apparently nothing happened. Something definitely happened. Don't get me wrong. But, like, that's how you know, did he cast Charm? Is he about to cast Lightning? Because also something in older editions is, you didn't do spells on your turn, necessarily. Because it was more like, where your turn was, then there was the casting time, and then after that, it happened.
Yeah.
So during that whole time, during other people's turns and stuff, you're sitting there being like, whoa, 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 or whatever, It's like, well, what is he saying? Is that the fireball spell? Is that lightning bolt? Of course, how does counter magic work nowadays? It basically used to be unusable. Not that it technically worked, but you basically had to cast dispel at a magic user who was casting a spell before their spell got finished.
Counter spell in 3rd edition, I want to say, was like a reaction to a spell. It was complicated. It was unwieldy. I was never used at any table I've ever sat at.
Is it a specific spell in that, or do you use Dispel Magic or something as an ability?
You pick what spell you counterspell with. It's
So wait, is it kind of like Magic Duels in the like second edition? That's how Magic Duels work, basically. You throw them at each other.
it's word
spells
salad. It's I don't want to say that it's incomprehensible, but after reading it like 4 or 5 times when I first sat down with 3rd edition, I could not make heads or tails of what the fuck you were actually doing.
You know, this kind of makes me think of is something Wizards need to do is have videos somewhere of how to do everything in whatever edition. Like, let's say, this is how counter spells work, and they show it happen on the table.
Yeah.
Because
That'd be nice.
I think there's a lot of stuff that would seem a lot more simple if it was shown like that. You know what I mean?
And I think I think in like 4th edition, I want to say counterspell was like an ability.
What's it in 5th? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea what it is in 5th. I played one character in 5th edition, and I am poorly playing it.
You know, when they started adding reaction abilities and stuff, I was like, this has the potential to be quite broken. Like, I do kind of wonder how well some of the classes in 4th edition could be set up, basically to just react.
I don't know.
Because, like, didn't the, that magic sword class or the spell sword, what was it called?
Oh, in 4th edition?
Yeah. That's
Spell
what
sword.
they had a bunch of, like, stuff like that, right? Where, like, they could teleport around you if you walk next to them, or they could, like, you do something over there, and if they're waiting to use their reaction, they could throw their sword at you or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but something that seems to be true to me in the Final Fantasy series is whether the item Arctic or Antarctic Wind is the stronger one. Back when, and this isn't the only one he does it in, but back in Final Fantasy games where Leviathan was mostly a narrative device to show up and be a dick.
I remember the first time I got to the Land of the Summoned Monsters, I could not beat Ashura. Just couldn't fucking do it. And it took forever to figure out, oh, I'm supposed to use wall.
I do think walls should be, I know that sometimes the names they change stuff to are a little annoying, but I think Reflect is a better name for that spell.
I did like in 7, wall was barrier and magic barrier.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I want to say it's that way in 8 also, but in that it's a something only accessible with a limit break. Selfie's limit breaks. I want to say she has like 4 unique things she can cast that are her limit breaks. Wall, Full Cure, Rapture, and the End.
That is the most unexplained line of dialogue in this whole fucking game.
Sorry, I looked away. I was like, look back. I thought you guys were about to attack. I was like, what are going to happen there? Like, I missed it. I missed the interaction. Like,
are you okay? You're shivering. I'm fine.
Oh.
What is he? Cold? Is he seasick?
Who was shivering? Was it
Edward.
Oh. So I was thinking, maybe he's traumatized? It's a little vague. So I think it's funny that the game can't decide whether or not he is or isn't actually a bard. It's like, I just put the class on and haven't taken it off. I'm not a bard. Oh yeah, Leviathan is the one down. I forgot, but he's the one down with the Shura, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. You have to beat Ashura first, and then you can fight Leviathan. Leviathan was fucking easy.
So does he do water type damage, or is it not elemental damage, or like?
I think Hmm. Hmm.
Sure, but something I remember about the Land of the Summon Monsters is I remember that at the beginning when you come in, there's a chest on the lower floor that you could see. Do you have to go farther in and come back down to get it? But it's in that chest. I can't remember.
Rat's Tail.
Ah, okay.
That's where you get the Rat's Tail for the Adamant. If you go to, as soon as you go in, there is a tile on the floor on the first level that if you go to it, it takes you to the very bottom level.
Uh,
And that's where, in the US version, it's called the Samurai Bow and Samurai Arrows. That's where you get that, which is,
Okay.
I think, Rosa's best bow and arrow.
no, there's a lot of really good stuff down there.
Yeah.
Kind of this float being a thing in these games. I guess things are just so different now. I guess it was the last one I remember it being in is 12. It was.
I forgot to get the ice rod off of Rydia. Oh well.
Is it gone now? Or could you get another one?
I think I can get that. Can't fuck those guys. Man.
I know you didn't get what's his name stuff, but something I like to do is buy the stuff here. And because they have a full set of equipment here, right?
Yep.
I know that your sword gets like you just automatically get the sword, but I can't remember. Does it have? Is it the opposite of his dark swords that has extra effect against the undead?
Yep.
That's a better description than swoon.
I miss Swoon.
Yeah, so do I. I'm just saying this one's more comprehensible. Okay, the first time I played this game, I didn't realize I was instantly killing those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they were wrecking my shit when I came back out and thought they were easy to kill.
Oh no! I have made a mistake.
You try to catch a level before you get the kids.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting a shit ton of experience from this stuff. Like
Oh, yeah.
why wouldn't I, right?
No, I'm not saying not to. I just wondering if that was your intention.
Well, I want to. Well, I can't remember if this is how it is for Palom and Porum, but I know for Rosa, her level when she rejoins the party is based on your level when you pick her back up.
Okay.
So you can have Rosa be really fucking decked out by the time.
So it can be worth the grind with Poro and Polum when you turn them into a paladin, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Getting half decent money, I can spend that 200 gold. which you get a discount here after you become a paladin.
Oh. I guess that's with everything, isn't it?
Yep.
That's why. I remember there being some reason people were like, "Oh, just buy the armor later." But I want it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
$2,000 shouldn't be too hard to come by, right? You know, something I can't remember about this is how much of the best equipment does this game hide at the end of the game, or could you be all decked out before you go into the final dungeon?
You cannot be fully decked out before you go into the final dungeon.
Okay.
Cecil's best weapon and armor in the whole game are found in the final dungeon.
Oh, okay. Are we talking about what drops from the princesses, or are we talking about it's just literally sitting in there?
His sword is literally sitting in there. You need the tail from the princesses.
Okay. Can only he equip that armor, or if you get enough, could you put it on other people?
You... Good luck getting another one, because the first one was, like, that much of a chore.
Okay. You should,
Kain...
At some point, you should see me grind for equipment drops in Final Fantasy 12.
Kain and Cecil can use the armor. I don't know if anyone else can. There's also something about the armor that once you put it on, it can kind of screw you for the rest of the game.
Oh.
One of the values it assigns is permanent.
Is it a bad one? Is it like, oh, is it if you want to be faster or something like that? Does it permanently, it's like, well, it's super heavy armor, and you're like, well, I'm going to go for speed or something. I'm not saying
I
it's
can't
that
quite
specific,
remember
but
exactly
it's
what it
something
is.
along those lines.
And it might not be in this version, because this version seems like it's fixed a lot of bugs. But I want to say with Adamant, it's like the defense stat is permanently affixed to you, and another stat is permanently affixed to you, and it just kind of like, this is awesome, this is terrible.
Aren't there like some other good stuff you can get? Oh, why'd you think you? Oh yeah. Oh, like aren't there some like good equipment that high-end enemies can drop in there for other people, like getting some good helmets and stuff in there, I thought, or...
Did I do that the wrong way? I think I did that the wrong way. Probably. There is some nuance to this game that I've kind of forgotten about, because, like, the latest version of this game that I played was the Pixel Remastered, and it is different.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. I have not messed with any of the Pixel Remasters. What makes it so different? Like, you say it's different, and you emphasize it in a way that makes it seem rather different, like...
A lot of the bug fixes are there, so when you're expecting something to not work, and then it works, it's like, oh.
Oh, so it's kind of like the PlayStation version?
Yeah.
Okay. But I bet it feels a lot more like this version, so it's jarring to have it happen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you say you noticed it? Was it at, the fight against the doctor, or was it... Okay.
The Lugae fight, you definitely noticed it.
Like, did you notice it before that? Were they all of a sudden petrified or something? It's like, wow, I haven't seen that happen, but...
Well, they also change up, like, enemy tactics. They change up,
really?
enemy... they change up some things to the enemies.
Because these enemies in this version seem to be acting the same. I'm not saying their stats aren't different, but, like...
Well, this is supposed to be as true to the Japanese release. The original Japanese release.
Like, what kind of different stuff do they do? I mean, it was enough you noticed it, right?
Sometimes they'll cast spells more often, or there's a number of things.
I mean, sorry, I'm not trying to put you on the
No,
spot. I just-
it's well, it's been about like it's been a few months since I played it too.
yeah.
No, I mean there are some differences and there's some nuances. Man, 1,000 a piece. Fuck yeah, we are gonna go sell some more of those. Ah, cool. I can't get that. Yes.
Healing rod?
Ice rod.
Ah, cool.
I couldn't remember if there was one here or not.
There's some of the stuff that you might want to check if it is in the original game, or if this one's like, nah, no losing that stuff. You know what I mean? I could definitely see it being here. I have some, like, maybe I just have some paranoia around stuff like the ice rod and the claws. Maybe they're not as inaccessible as I thought they were, but...
Now, claws are super accessible. There are other places you can buy claws, too. Other than Fabul, but you can always go back to Fabul and get the claws. You won't need to.
Is it me, or Edge and his country and his story kind of come late enough? I don't want to say it feels like it's out of nowhere, but a little bit. It's like, why haven't we been talking about any of this stuff, really? And also, like, I guess it's so late in the story, it's like we're bringing up a whole new, like tragic story and faction and place that's already destroyed, I guess. And
Yeah, there is very little discussion of the nation of Eblon.
yeah,
What is going on? What crystal did they have? They didn't have a crystal.
yeah.
Why were they attacked? I can't believe that Golbez was like, them ninjas.
I mean, his plans, if he gets all the crystal, will defeat everyone anyway from a distance, right?
Yep. Why did Golbez need to go after the ninjas?
Yeah.
It didn't really seem like they were that dangerous.
I think that's something that they do well in Final Fantasy VII with their version of the East, is they make it story relevant, but they make it part of the Shinra story, not part of the Sephiroth story.
Yeah.
I know that it's technically part of his backstory and that his presence made that war so one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's not... Like, it's not important to Sephiroth as part of his backstory. It's important to the world. It's just like, oh, he's that badass. That's about it.
Stupid charger.
First, thinking of that makes me think of, you know, Yura's really long sword in Elden Ring? I can't help but call it the Sephiroth sword. It's just so long. Whenever I see people wielding it, it's like, wow. I need to use that sword. I've been meaning... That's one of the many weapons in that game. I'm like, I'm gonna use this. Never use it. I don't think I've really used katanas since my first run, which is kind of odd because I think about using them a lot. And I just don't get around to it. You get that 1,000 more experience. Oh, you're pretty close. I meant to the amount of money.
You said experience, so I checked.
I meant gold. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
It's okay.
So, as something that's long known and researched and stuff, do you have any idea why this happens? Like, what is it about running away that lets it, like, duplicate it when it can put it in your hand?
What I imagine is happening is because of the way that you unequipped it in battle,
Yeah.
the game still thinks it's in your hand.
Ah, okay. Kind of like there's at least a placeholder concept or something waiting there, even if the graphics not there.
Yeah, so what I think then is happening is that it just adds the second one when you put it back.
And putting it on there re-adds the graphics so you can move it. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be my best guess, because there is a lot of shenaniganry in this game where it thinks you're still holding something that you're not, and that's why you can underflow your fist in the item
Okay.
shop.
I hate it when then there's games where underflow, by the very nature of how the game works, can screw you hard. If you ever played Blood Omen 2, I'm not saying not to go around and collect blood and make yourself powerful. Do that. But be wary of trying to grind, because that one has underflow. Once you hit the top, you hit the bottom. Feed too many times, you go back to level fucking 1.
I would like to play the original Blood Omen at some point. That's like I've played not all of them, but most of them, and that's like the only one that I haven't played.
It has a lot of neat stuff. It's definitely one of those games that maybe has a little bit too many ideas, but it still makes it neat. Like,
Yeah.
it has there's time. There's the day and night cycle, but there's also a month cycle and stuff. And there are doors in the game that only open on full moon. There's just some good shit in there.
And now I'm poor.
You know what's funny is me and my siblings, I was thinking about various stuff in games I've done that all the guides say you can't do and stuff. Like, there's some stuff in Blood Omen I've done that guides are like, you can't beat this boss. It's like, I thought that was the only thing I did. I just tried it over again until I beat him.
This
For a
is
long-
the only time this interaction happens.
Oh, while you're still a Dark Knight, you mean?
Yep. Because after you pick up Palom and Porum, he stops doing that.
Oh. It's funny, because I've had to do that so many times. I guess I really used to drag my ass in these games. But, what was I talking about?
Sorry, you were... I don't remember.
Okay. I think it had something to do with underflow, but...
Oh, we were talking about the underflow in Blood Omen 2.
Yeah, and then we were talking about Blood Omen 1.
And how it
No, I
how it
remember,
has
no.
a cycle. Canceled.
For a long time, my siblings and I thought the way to deal with the reflection was to defeat it in combat. Because that was how I did it originally, and I was the first one to get that far in the game. I didn't know you were supposed to just do nothing. Someone else figured that out on accident. But I didn't know... We also didn't know that was, like, the known way to do it. The idea of fighting him was just kind of silly. But it's like, it's one of those things that, you know, well, these games are hard. You know, and I mean RPGs to me when I was a kid. I thought that was a hard fight, but I thought the game intended me to win. Especially because it killed you when you lost. Have you ever done that where you, like, defeated him?
I've not played too much of Blood Omen 2.
No,
and
no,
I've
I
not...
mean this. Your reflection.
Oh! Yes, the first time that I played the game, I did beat him.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. Is like everyone thought that in this, yeah, because I mean, there's a boss in Blood Omen that's like that. Who I guess wasn't supposed to kill by the way people normally play it, but I did.
My bad, I didn't realize we hopped subjects.
Oh yeah, well, so I think we had back before I lost my point, and I just came back to that. I should have given more context, but
We're all good.
yeah. In this, when it comes to his reflection. Yeah, like, it kind of makes me wonder, who do you think originally figured that out?
I have no idea, but that is, I will say that is a brilliant story device.
Oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes more sense than just beating him up.
Yeah.
I feel like there was some other fight in this I won, but the story makes you lose. Is it, I think it might be... It's one of the Kane fights, I think.
The first Kane fight, it makes you lose. We just did that one. And...
Well, like, so no matter what you do, even if you had gotten up to, like...
You cannot beat Kane.
Okay. Well, like, I saw you get beat by him, but I wasn't, like, paying attention super hard. Was he invincible or something? Or like...
No, you just can't beat him. The game does not allow it.
Does he just jump you a couple times and you die no matter what? Or like...
Yeah, he jumps you twice, and then the encounter's over.
That's okay. Because like I remember there being some encounter that like you said it for it, but that's probably what it is. I probably was like, no,
There is,
I can do it.
and the Dark Elf fight.
Ah, you have yeah.
The first half you have to lose. And then Cecil's like, if only I could pick up my sword.
Yeah. Like there have been a few games that I sat there and wasted tons of resources on a fight that I was supposed to narratively lose. I kind of wonder if there's any backdoor intent of that, or if they don't intend you to start using your elixirs and stuff.
Oh, if you have defeated Calbrina and Cecil's dead, it is game over. Because as soon as the Golbez fight starts, he holds everybody and starts to shadow death on them. And Cecil is always the last one. And if Cecil's dead when the last person is killed, it's game over.
Yeah, speaking of all of this, about all this makes me think of, remember to check the difference in his stats before you talk to the mirror and afterwards. I'm curious how at least this version handles it.
Okay, we talked about this yesterday. Thank you for reminding me. I can never remember which is which.
I was literally about to say that myself. and it's funny because I often see stuff where people are talking about them, like, and they know which one is which, and I'm like, okay. You know, like...
If I was better at editing,
Uh-huh.
if I did any editing, this is where I would point out that you should see the Nintendo Power art for Palom and Porum.
Oh.
They are nightmare fuel. Oh man, they started at level 10.
Yep. That be tested everybody. I guess not, like, Rydia.
We're gonna hang out in town for a bit, kids.
This was back when games did expect you to grind. You know what I mean? I remember not really catching on to that when I was young playing RPGs. That like, basically one of the only ones I got that in was Dragon Warrior. But like, but that was the first RPG I played, so. But a lot of these, I guess I did eventually catch on, but that's why I had a hard time with like Chrono Trigger the first time I played it. So I did not level up. I avoided as many battles as possible. And like, let's just say, if you do that long enough, far enough into the game, it will start really kicking your ass.
First time I played Chrono Trigger,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do a bunch of grinding, and I got to the fight in the future where you got to get past the security.
Yeah.
That was a showstopper for me.
Now, when I ran through, I recently, one of the things I did, one of the streams, was running to the point of getting to the end of time at level 9 or less. So
Yeah.
I could fight the first form of Spikio. And that's where I almost game over. That was, like, I thought it would be the sewers or something like that. No, it was that. And it wasn't just the boss. It was more the guys you have to fight right before him. You don't always have to fight those guys. You can walk into that room and out of it without fighting anybody. But I accidentally walked over to the side a little bit and ran into the random encounter in there.
The
I mean, they left
There
me
is
so devastated that I thought I was
so
going to lose
much-
to the boss. But what?
there is so much fuck you in the future.
Oh yeah, no, there definitely is. Okay, in that run is when I found out that something was slightly less bogus than I thought. Like, you know, something the future adds that is a real, like, fuck you if you haven't been leveling up enough and getting skills is, the enemies that are immune to everything but magic. But I found out in this recent run when I was getting to that point of the game that fast was, you can run away from those guys. You can run away from a lot more enemies very successfully in Chrono Trigger than I thought.
Alright, next fight.
There's a forest around here, right? I can't remember if it has any more preferable enemies or the exact same ones.
It's the same ones until I think you get close to the mountain.
And then does it start being some of the mountain enemies or just other kinds of enemies?
The Triangle of Power, or no, the Peninsula of Power. Sorry, the Peninsula of Power is on this continent.
So you can go and grind over there if you get tough enough? Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking. I thought I remembered grinding for a long time in a forest around here.
No, it's the Peninsula.
Is that its official name or is that a fan name for it?
It's a fan name for it.
I guess it's because it's access. Yeah, you know, there's a surprising amount of that in these games. Sometimes it seems a little less intentional than in others, but like, in a lot of them you can get to some place where you get more experience than you would.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Nice.
Hey. Ooh, a 2.
Actually, we'll go ahead and head over there.
In their own right, how good are they compared to the other magic users? Not
If you have the patience, they rival Rosa and Rydia.
so they're essentially equal to them, not
Yeah.
worse or better or anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, if you've got the patience, they get all of the same spells.
Well, okay, like I've definitely gotten Pollen to the point where they were casting Quake,
Yeah.
but like, will they cast it as well as like? Okay.
Yep. Actually, because Solemn has focused on black magic, I want to say his is a little better than Rydia's.
Oh, okay.
Because he has a boost, and that will make his black magic spells better.
Okay. Is it like charge, or is it like, well, what is Vivi's version called? Concentrate?
Yep.
So it's like that where it stacks?
Yep. Well, I don't know if it stacks.
Okay. Because that's what ends up making concentrate so good in 9 is you can just sit there and keep doing it. But that's why I was asking, is it more like charge where you do it, then you cast a spell?
Yeah, you do it, then you cast a spell.
Okay.
Nice. 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 So I have an abundance of them. So, okay. If you come up here, so this is Mount Ordeals here, right?
Good.
You can see the trail. If you come up here, the loot tables in the game are broken into quadrants. Okay?
So it like what rolls something, and if it's 5%, it's quadrant 1. If it's 10%, it's quadrant 2.
No. So the map is broken into grids.
Oh, okay.
And in this grid, it's going to roll this encounter table.
Oh, encounter tables. You said loot tables.
Did I say I'm in encounter tables?
Okay. So you're gonna get into a different quadrant, and it's gonna be okay.
Yep. So you get into... You gotta get up here. I went the wrong way. Now, there is a peninsula up at the top here. Aha, that's how you sneak past.
How good is their magic points gotten? Ah, already better than Teller.
This triangle here
Ah.
is where the next encounter table starts.
So everything above that, like, the beach there? Like, to either side, those two beaches? Yeah. Okay.
This is the sort of shit you fight after Cecil becomes a paladin.
Yeah, this is the stuff on the way over to the Black Chocobo in that forest, isn't it?
Yeah, but we are going to run away for now. And we are going to...
Is there a forest to the south of here?
Yes.
Like, I don't mean just here, but like to the south of the mountain, like not that forest surrounding it, but the one south of that.
There is a chocobo forest south of the
Okay.
Mount Ordeals.
Okay.
So,
I think I'm confusing some of this one's map with 2. I'm confusing 2 with 2.
okay, so we've saved because
Okay.
these are going to be some pretty hard encounters. Yeah, like taking 70
Yeah.
fucking damage.
Oh, he's able to instantly KO them though.
Yeah, this is...
See, we would have focused that just on him. Oh, it's protect. Oh, man. I thought it was cure. Let's protect on. Have you gotten them the best equipment you can?
No. I just went with it.
Does that have a chance to sleep or something?
Drain.
Ah.
Bam. Bam. I was getting that much experience per encounter total
Ah.
below the line.
Yeah.
I am now getting that for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just this triangle here. This is where... This is a whole new encounter table. This is the most ate-up shit in the whole fucking game.
When you're at this point of the game, who do you have with you? It's Sid and somebody else. Who is it? Is it just Sid?
It's Sid, Yang... Sid, Yang...
I can see it being just those guys, but is it somebody else too? You know, I genuinely wish more of these...
Tella.
Ah.
Tella.
I do genuinely wish more of these games had bigger parties.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can't do something like they're doing right now, where if they want you to have 3 people, just give you 3 people, you know?
Yeah.
You could work up to the full 5, you know? That'd be cool. But I kind of miss 4 and 5 people in the party. Like, I remember 7 feeling like I had very few people, and it's like, oh, that's the standard now.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that with that, I'm willing to accept bigger enemy parties and stronger enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, something I realized about 8, and I think it's something they overcorrected on a little bit, but that's one of the ones where the enemies have the most hit points, I would say. And I think the idea is that, you know, you could just wail on them and wail on them and wail on them as you do, but, like, I feel like it ultimately draws counters out a little bit too long. I get the idea that they want you to see the monster and want the monster to be a threat, but, like, stuff like Snow Lions, you just gotta wail on them and wail on them and wail on them, and they're just a normal enemy, you know? I'm not saying they don't have anything worthwhile on them, I can't remember, but, like, I feel like there's other stuff in the area, like the Mesmeriz, that is more valuable because it has, like, life rings and stuff like that, you know? Do you think you'd ever want to run through 8 on here, or should I do that?
I will let you do 8. I will be the magnanimous big person, and I will let you run 8.
How very generous of you.
I
always looking out for me.
Okay, so I don't hate 8, but it does rank among my least favorite.
I get it, because despite all of the good things it has going for it, on a presentation level, it has so much working against it that, like...
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's one of those games, I've grown to love it. But even I whinge going through that game, watching it play out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's just so cringy. I mean, I know that's an overused term, but, like...
I can't be mad at that. Both of them got that much.
Yeah, and you do have life. Ooh, stab.
It'll be okay that Cecil's not getting massive levels, because he's basically fucking useless going up Mount Ordeals.
I think he's just there to be a hit point sponge, right?
It's not to be DPS.
Yeah.
Come on, alright. God damn.
You know, thinking about the nature of characters and stuff, and because I was thinking about, you know, how in the remake of 7 they made Eris a ranged character.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, more than trying to complain about something like that, I think an aspect of the game's nuance is lost in that. Like, I was thinking about how they turned her into a ranged character and made Yuffie a hybrid ranged, non-ranged character.
Yeah.
But she is in the original game. And so is Barret. Like, there are the pure ranged people, like Vincent. Maybe Yuffie's a little more pure ranged, but I feel like she has at least 1 or 2 melee weapons. You know what I mean?
Yuffie has a couple of non-ranged weapons. Barret has like 3 or 4 non-ranged weapons.
But part of the significance of that is there's large swaths of the games where they're the strongest ones he has. Like right after you get out of Midgar, the atomic scissors are the best for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying not to use the other cannons. They give you a few cannons that are almost as strong, like the W cannon and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's something that's. Do you think that would be neater, or it's best not that way? That they're more. This is the way they are in the remake. Do you think it would be better if it? Well, it depended on. Are you using the atomic scissors? Are you using a cannon? How does Barret fight? You know, could he switch between melee and range, or like same thing with Yuffie? Or do you think like he should just be a dedicated ranged character? Because it doesn't matter in that if you equip something like the atomic scissors, he's still shooting, right?
No.
Oh, really? Does he run up in melee in that? Or is there no atomic scissors in the remake?
I don't think there's atomic. I don't think there. I don't think there is atomic scissors in the remake.
Okay.
I think there is in Rebirth though.
Oh.
And I don't remember. I don't remember.
Who would you make your main party in Rebirth? Because I know you had a lot more control over it in that one. I remember you switching it out a little bit, but it was mostly, was it Yuffie and Barret? I might just remember you fighting a few key bosses with that duo.
I don't remember because there's a lot of the game where it kind of forces you to have a particular party loadout, I'm pretty sure.
I remember you using Eris a lot.
Yes, well...
But not necessarily trying to use Eris a lot.
Well, she had like one of the better abilities in the game where you could like double cast, I think, is what it was.
Yeah, she had a lot of crazy field stuff she would do. She'd make like an area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you switch weapons in combat in that? Or were you stuck with whatever your loadout was in combat? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just couldn't remember if, like, could she switch to another one and be like, now I put this field down.
I feel like that's something I did.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the fields are just more universal than I'm thinking.
No, what it was is that I had, I don't know why I did that. I had maxed out those weapons so that I could use them with other weapons.
Ah.
Or I could use those abilities with other weapons.
I forgot that was the thing.
We're gonna run.
I mean, to be fair, I never switched off the Buster Sword.
That's
It was all he needed.
that's you, bro. It's all
No,
you.
I know. But the combo of Stab and then Braver was pretty good. It even worked on Sephiroth.
It did. It did. I won't deny.
But
Using a tent didn't revive him.
I'm surprised you didn't use life. It did heal him, though, or at least his magic points. Not his hit points, though. Because you had used some spells, right?
I think so. We'll have to check the replay later. We're gonna save. Yeah, because I've leveled twice.
One reason it is nice to get him some levels here is just to be able to survive to win the fight, even if you do nothing. He will attack you a little bit, regardless of what you do, right?
Yeah.
It's just too much of a foot behind.
Yeah, you really can't. Well,
You could have someone do row. 'Cause
I-
in this, you only need one person to do it to switch everybody.
yeah, I need to. You just need everybody. You need to maximize your turns.
Oh no, I know. Because not only did that put them behind you and you had to do that, but it also made your bars start empty and theirs start full.
Yep. And then yours doesn't start to fill until they've had their turn.
Yeah.
Stop beating up on the poor kid. Finally, Cecil. Kate Sith, I just noticed that.
Oh.
God damn.
Ooh.
Damn. I can't begin to tell you how angry that makes me.
Did you save right before that fight?
Yes, but I'm not.
Okay. I guess I only said that because that kind of a meme in my stuff is I'm like, that's why I saved. What are you trying to get with them? Are you trying to get stats or specific spells?
Stats and spells. I'm so angry about that. Oh wow.
Would it be easier to truly care about it if you'd keep these characters through the whole game?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's spoiler alert for a super old game, but I think that's the fundamental problem with Eris. Is that it's easy to stop caring about her on many levels when you're like, there's no reason to use her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because it just starts with that. It's like, it's impractical to worry about sitting here and grinding her up. Now, I'm not saying I'd ever do it. You know, I have a tendency to get her final heaven or whatever. I like to use it against the demon wall and the red dragon. Between those fights, I will grind out before that story scene and get another one going. But like,
I'm just so deficient in items. I have to run back to town.
But I have had plenty of playthroughs where I just ignored Eris entirely. Like, she wasn't in any story events except for the ones where she's mandatory for, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are the parts of the game where you have to use her? It's when you first get her, and when you have to use her for that boss on the elevator, and you have to use her if she shows up for the date. Are there other times when you have to use her? I guess Temple of the Ancients. You have to use her there. That's the mandatory dungeon with it.
I feel like there's more.
But you know, interestingly enough, something I didn't used to realize that I realized in more recent years is that all of the non-optional characters have a part of the game where you have to have them in your party. And I mean after Midgar, where they're like, no, this person has to be in your party.
Yeah.
I want to say Ketchi has the shortest of them. It's just the end of the date to, whatchamacallit, or I guess it's not even a date. It's not the date. It's just the first time you go around and pick somebody to go with you in the Gold Saucer. Do you have to pick somebody to go with you? Or can you go and run into Ketchi without anybody? By yourself?
No, someone's with you.
Okay.
It's usually, I want to say it's usually Eris is with you.
But, oh. Yeah. That's, you know, right after that's the part where you have to have Barret. Even Sid has a little bit of time where it's like you have to use him. And they're like, you're the party leader. And he wakes up, he's like, what? And I'll hype him up. He's like, yeah. He spends a bit of the game sleeping. There's a few different story cutscenes where they're explaining what's going on and he's just asleep in the background. Because he legit doesn't care. That's something I think it makes him so different in the new game. More than being a good person or a bad person. Him caring so much. Because remember in the original game, he's like, I don't care. You're going against Shinra? That's good enough for me. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
And it's not even because they're evil. It's because they screwed him. You know, like... And I'm not, I guess, I kind of miss morally ambiguous characters on the good side. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he doesn't have a character arc and doesn't become a good guy by the end and all that stuff. He is one of the people who's like, yes, I will sacrifice my life for the planet. You know? But he doesn't start that way.
Man.
Of course, you know, something thinking about that kind of stuff makes me think of is something I realized that more people think than I thought. I'm not saying it's the consensus, but like people tend to either have an opinion of characters in games like Final Fantasy VII where you can have dialogue options as either being the meanest or the nicest things you can say are their root personality. And it's like, I think it's more, this is where you get to choose that aspect. And you know what I mean? It's like, Cloud isn't the nicest things he could say or the meanest things he could say. He's like somewhere in between, you know what I mean? These are all things he might say. Of course, thinking of that is, you know, something that always kind of like I wanted is in Elder Scrolls. You know how when you're doing the Assassin's Guild stuff, you have a lot of options to just say nothing? I always thought it would be cool, and maybe I'm just weird for this, if you could literally, when doing any of the Assassin questline, like 100% of it, always just say nothing and it continues. Because those quests are kind of like that anyway. Like, all you know what I mean? I know you can be like, no, fuck you, I'm not doing this. But, like, it's basically either yes or I'll come back later and say yes. You know, like... And a lot of those quests go pretty much the same way no matter what you say. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there's never nuance, and, like, you know, I know there's stuff like the one where you're in that party and you're trying to, like, stealthily kill everybody and whatnot, but, like, even in that one, they could let you just say nothing and everyone come to their own conclusions, you know?
Okay.
What would you say the most recent silent protagonist you've come across is? I don't even know if they're still a thing.
Dragon Quest still does silent protagonists.
Oh, okay. So you just stand there and barely visibly react to what people say and are like, okay.
Yep.
Not even okay, but just like...
Yep.
You know, it's funny, because I noticed that more than I usually do when I went through 8 recently. Just how much people talk at the main character in scenes, and he's just standing there looking like, I don't know what's going on, but okay.
Whatever.
I mean, I know that you can make some choices that make it like, yes, that's what I want to do at the end of the game, but like, I kind of feel like his relationship with Medea is very one-sided.
Hmm.
Not that he's not into her at all, but like, kind of. I mean, not that he's like no or anything, just more like he's just kind of standing there while she talks at him. You know, and like, I'm not like a good silent protagonist, but I feel like Dragon Quest plays it a little weird. You know what I mean?
No, he just sits there.
But you know, something I've thought about before is it me, or would the narrative of the story barely change if in Final Fantasy VII Cloud was a silent protagonist?
Yes, it would change a lot.
Okay. Like, well, what do you think it would change? Like, I'm not saying it wouldn't.
It adds a lot of ambiguity to what's going on in the protagonist front. Because you then fill in the blanks instead of Cloud filling in the blanks.
It is important for him to articulate that why he's unhappy that Aeris died. Because if you remember when he does, it's not even a romantic thing. It's like she was just that important to us, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I now have items. I can now continue the grind. I might sit here and grind until I lose hit points when I become a paladin. No, that would be a really long fucking grind.
Maybe that'd be like level 76.
Yeah. A really long fucking grind. What do they have? What am I missing here?
I would say probably Death, Meteor, Quake.
Oh, we're not going that hard. We're not gonna go that hard. I get a couple more levels.
Where is Quake? Is it about level 30 or about level, like, is it higher than that?
It's probably about 30.
What are you still looking for?
At this point, survivability. Although
Oh.
they kind of have it.
I say they can survive these guys.
Well, you know.
I guess I could barely survive these guys, but yeah.
I mean, look at that. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, their ATV is fucking huge.
I know that in this zoo are actually weak to death, but like, would you say these guys have a normal or a resistance, a normal like resistance, or they're actually resistant to death a little bit?
They're probably resist. No, they're probably just normal resistance. And that she did not cast Protect infuriates the fuck out of me.
What'd you cast?
Protect. And she didn't. It didn't happen.
Could they fail?
Yes.
I guess I forgot that was the thing. Is that added to this?
It is super rare in the... It is so rare in the NES or the Super Nintendo version that made it to the US. You would think that it's not a thing.
Okay, well I guess I didn't think it was a thing. But it wasn't like... I've seen that happen in games, but I think what I'm thinking of is Dagger.
Yeah. No. You can fail. There is a spell failure chance. It has clearly been beefed up in this version.
Is it to them or is it to everybody?
To everybody.
Okay.
Well, on monsters, it's a lot higher than it is on players in the US version.
Okay.
Because monsters fail spells left and right in the US version.
Okay.
That's why they will cast a spell, nothing happens.
Okay, that makes sense.
But like players, the spell failure rate is so low. It is absurdly rare.
You know, thinking about that makes me think of something I was thinking about yesterday when we were talking about using hypers and tranquilizers and stuff in 7, is that, you know, hypers give everything, even spells, a mischance.
Yes. And I will tell you, it always misses at just when you need it not to.
Yeah. So I wouldn't argue that it makes spells or anything unusable or combat undoable. It's definitely a benefit, you know, like risk-reward thing, but like, it just, I guess I didn't realize that for a long time. That was basically the only time I was missing with my spells. I'm not saying there's no spell evasion in that. There is. But like, I kind of just thought, I think it was because I used hyper so much that spells just had that high of a mischance. And I was used to the older ones where missing every now and then with anything was just like, well, yeah, that happens. Maybe not spells, but you know, like, that's something that's really changed. I know I've mentioned this before, but just hit chance kind of isn't a thing anymore. Although it's funny, okay, let me ask you this. Do you think they'll finally remove that from Elder Scrolls, or Elder Scrolls 6, every now and then when you shoot at somebody, they'll randomly duck out of the way for no reason because of RNG? Not because they're randomly moving, they literally dodged your attack even if they didn't notice you?
No, that'll still be in there.
So it'll be the one game that keeps it, huh?
Yep. I mean, and now that they're actually working on the fucking game. Hey, let's announce a game and then not work on it for 6 fucking years.
I mean, it's making the money so far, right?
Well, they had to announce it for shareholders. That's why they announced it.
It's supposed to happen in Hammerfell, right?
Technically, we don't know where it's happening.
Is that just speculation? I remember hearing that at one point, but I couldn't remember if that was true or not.
They may have come out and said that it's going to be Hammerfell, but I don't remember if they have actually announced where it's happening yet.
Okay. Do you think Blaster has instant death or petrify more often in these games? I know sometimes it does other things like multiple status effects that aren't as
Instant
bad.
death is what I see the most.
Okay. And that's what I tend to expect it to do. You know, and that's what it did in this.
But you're right. There are games where it does like other shit more often. Man. Why? Why did I do that? Egad.
Nice giving you the business.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because that has it's been so thoroughly debunked. It's not really part of popular culture anymore now. But I kind of wonder where the idea that porcupines shot their spines does come from. Like, it was such a thing that people thought it was just actually a thing. You know what I mean?
Well, because they do knock them loose as a protective thing, but no, as far as like them being a projectile, no, they don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, think about like just how many games you've seen that be a thing in there.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and go on. I think they're pretty good. But I do want to hammer this point home. 1 block lower. Just 1 block lower. Oh! I thought it was just the triangle. I wonder if they've redone the quadrants.
Ooh, maybe.
We're gonna get the fuck out of here. It's just supposed to be the triangle, but that spawned there is crazy.
Yeah, try doing stuff a little farther down. I wonder if it's the whole peninsula. Like, go down a little more than that. Like,
And there it is. And there's where the
Do you think they drew it out more like in other stuff where it's actually a little region as opposed to a quadrant? Like, do you think they're like go to the end of the peninsula and see if you can get it over there, or would that be high enough up? It just would be.
It's high enough up.
Okay.
It should be high enough up.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like that should be like the line.
Well, okay,
right
but look, see the very bottom of it over there? See if you can get down there and not run into it. Or if they painted it like that. Yeah, see, it goes far enough down there. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's still a line, they just tweaked it down a little bit so you don't have to stand up in that place.
Yeah, that might be it. That might have just been like a convenience thing, maybe. That's wild.
Which makes me wonder if it affects any of the rest of the world.
That's a good question. But as far as I was made aware of it, it's supposed to just be that triangle.
Okay.
Alright.
Does that have a chance to do slow? Or...
Haste. I think bronze is haste. Might be slow.
So are the different ones different spells as opposed to different potencies? I know that could be considered a potency if one's like haste and then slow and then stop or something like that.
I think the stuns all enemies.
Okay.
And then choose that increase speed.
Okay. Stun is a status effect that doesn't always show up, but it usually makes a difference when it does.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Final Fantasy VII have stun, paralyze, stop, and like slow numb or something like that?
Yep. It's got a lot. Like a lot. It has a lot of damn status effects. And there are very few ways to protect against all of them.
Yeah, no, there's some enemies in there. It's something I tend to forget sometimes, is there's some enemies that are very lethal due to their status effects. Just that, like...
You throw that away for me.
Like the, those, jellyfish on the beach. They'll start petrifying you really quick.
Oh, yeah.
There is a lot of status protection items, but you're right. You usually only get to protect against like one or two things of them.
Unless you have the ribbon.
Yeah.
But even that's not everything.
Oh yeah, I want to say that there's some time stuff that doesn't affect, but it's so much. I want to say there are like there's a whole 3 of them, right? Or are there only 2? I feel like there's 3 of them, and I know you can. There is technically a way to get more by morphing. But I feel like you can have a party of 3 from just finding them, but I could be wrong. There's always one I can't remember where it is. Because there's one in the Temple of the Ancients, and there's one on the ice caves up the way to the northern crater the first time you go up there.
I could have sworn you could buy them at some point.
Maybe? There are a lot of shops that add new stuff that always surprises me, and I'm always finding more stuff I didn't know I could buy in that game.
Well, okay, I always use the wizard bangle from... that one town where Cloud is when he's in his weird coma.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I had a level where I was trying to collect everything, but I was like, I'm going to be cheap and not buy them. I'm going to try to steal them from a rare enemy in the ancient forest. I partially mentioned that because that was a run where I was getting a lot of stuff. That's where I stopped. And it wasn't I think I'm going to decide to stop here. That's just where I guess I lost interest in enough. I started doing something else. Was trying to grind a rare enemy for a steal in the ancient forest. I think that's what it's called. The one up on top of that mountain or whatever. You know, where you have to either have, I think, a black chocobo or a maybe a green chocobo can get you up there. That or like a you have to beat Ultima Weapon. You have to either have a chocobo or because if you beat him and make that crater, you can just walk up there. This is the first time they've shown him, right?
No.
When was the first time they showed Golbez?
When he takes the crystal from Fabul, and he kidnaps Rosa.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, he was literally just on the screen. I've just ground so much, you forgot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I have made this boring game more boring.
Well, I kind of tuned out when you're doing that part because of the just all the fights there, and then I didn't tune back in until like you were done with that. I think we were kind of talking about random stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they put the guillotine back in instead of the ball that crushes her.
That's so much less time on ties into the children.
Yeah.
That makes me think of, I know there was other stuff like this that might be better examples, but like, don't worry kids, lasers are so much less deadly than bullets.
G.I. Joe.
I mean, you know, these lasers, they can blow up armored flying vehicles. They won't kill a man.
That was one
Don't get me wrong, lasers are cool, but sorry, what?
That's a really cool episode of Spider-Man, you know, whenever they have like the laser that will destroy inorganic material but won't harm organic material at all.
Actually, when I come to think of Spider-Man and stuff like that, I think of the very normal foot-level villains who are just doing a little arms trading, and they're all whipping out like laser handguns to shoot at Spider-Man out of the crates they're selling.
Yep.
It's not one of those things that's future tech or from some like rare source. No, these are just standard guys, standard guns. Of course, it's funny how environments like that really let characters like, oh, what's his name? The guy from the future.
Bishop?
Yeah, thrive. Because remember, his powers are based on people shooting energy at him and absorbing it. And everyone has energy guns. I always wondered, like, do you think he takes less damage from that stuff than everybody else? Because just about everybody reacts about the same way to getting shot with a laser and that. They either pass out or they're like, ugh, tough through it like he does. And it always looks like it hurts when it hits him. But it doesn't look like it hurts him any more than it does anybody else who's vulnerable to laser fire.
It doesn't hurt him at all.
Okay. Can he absorb any energy-based attack? Like, could he
Yes.
absorb lightning and shit?
I believe so.
Okay.
His powers have been revamped a couple of times, so now it's like Gambit's powers. It's kinetic energy as well.
No.
Yeah.
So he converts it to just pure kinetic energy and shoots it at people?
Yeah, it's just... Well, he can take any sort of...
Oh, so like if I'm punching him, he's building up now?
In some instances, yes.
Okay.
It's very dodgy.
Oh, okay, so they haven't all decided precisely how it works?
Yes.
I know that's not what the story's about. Fine, whatever. But I would like a little more of them comparing notes and deciding some of these things. Sometimes it is very slowly.
Yeah. Let's see here. Della! I like that they can't just put the R at the end.
Oh, yeah. Well, some things like that. I mean, Meteor is what people think of this specific spell as being, and it kind of distinguishes it from Meteor in the other games.
Yeah.
But no, I get what you're talking about. It is one of the few spells from this one I can see people being particularly particular about. What do you prefer? Games like this where spells in the same line all have essentially the same name, whether, you know, Fire or Fire 2, or where it's like Spark, Shock, Lightning.
I do like the idea of like the build. So either would be fine with me.
Okay.
Fire 2 seems less diegetic.
Ah. Yeah.
So I would prefer something like Shock or Spark and Lightning and Chain Lightning. Those are, I prefer that. Again, you have the build and progression.
Yeah. You know, originally when they appeared, some spells like Ultima were white magic.
Yeah. Well, okay. When this was released to the US, they renamed Holy to White.
Ah. Yeah. I remember being like, white? What does that mean? I don't know, I guess it does white type damage? Okay, you know what, that's less confusing then? Pearl. Especially since, like, it literally looks like you're hitting him with pearls, and I was like, okay, it's strong, I'll use it, but okay.
I hated Final Fantasy VI so fucking hard for some of the spells in it.
Their names and crap.
Yeah, it's just like, what is any of this?
Well, yeah, like, okay, do you remember what, Tsunami is called in that?
No.
Clean wipe.
I love 6, but
No, I know what you mean.
the names...
Okay, no. You know I have a hard time with spelling. That game makes me still have a hard time spelling Phoenix correctly.
Oh. Yes, it's Golbez that's the root of all of this evil.
Yeah. A little wind blowing there.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to do something.
Ah.
Nope.
What are a couple of examples of the Final Fantasy games where people run away individually? I guess it
6?
happens in 6, yeah. Is that the only one? I feel like there's one or two others. Is that, like, it happens for the
8?
others, but... Oh.
Doesn't that happen in 8?
I don't remember.
It happens in 9.
Okay, I believe it. Like, I hadn't really thought about it, but I don't tend to run away in 8.
I think everyone has to flee individually in 10, don't they?
Actually, yeah, you're right, because it's an individual action, yeah. Well, and you can have everyone flee and leave, like, one person in the battle or whatever.
Yeah. Man, Tella, my man, level 23. What spells does he have?
He has more magic points.
Nothing new. Yeah, that is all the magic points he will ever have. Oh, that's important. Hold on, I need to go back for that.
What? Miss an item?
No.
Is he cursed?
Yep. Yes.
I remember that the symbol on there, but I don't remember what it does.
Believe it will make things fail.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were saying it messes up turns. Yeah. Ooh, silenced. What are you wanting to do?
There. So this is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me. That was it.
Ah, you just wanted to actually see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important. No, it's not.
Story-wise. Will that get rid of his silence?
Sure hope so. If not, I'm gonna have to use 2 fucking tents. I'm a teepee.
Okay,
I'm a
cool.
wigwam. I'm a teepee. I'm a wigwam. You're 2 tents. Dad jokes. Damn. Alright. This is an important fight.
Huh?
I gotta get in the right headspace for this. Of course. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. Oh.
Man. Again,
Yeah.
banger of a soundtrack.
Sometimes just think about, look at this, look at the view you have right here.
Yeah.
This is kind of something they don't do anymore. I'm not saying you never see what's below in places, but a lot of times you don't. But there's never some kind of like they're afraid of skyboxes and matte paintings nowadays. Because like, I almost feel like some views in games would be neater with like a matte painting in the background or like a flat skybox than nothing. You know what I mean? Like nowadays in a game, maybe in something you'd see what's down there, but if there like wasn't necessarily something down there, it was just like what's in the background. Like they'd probably obscure it. You know, you'd see darkness because you'd fall down there and you'd die, or you know, you'd see like mist or whatever. But like,
Well, Warcraft still does a skybox, but what you see below you is usually what you get to.
ah. And I'm not saying this effect is needed, it's just, I realize it's something you kind of just don't see anymore that used to very much be a thing in games, like when you're up on a mountain like this. And then, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of old games that just have a blue background or black or whatever, you know, but like...
Yeah. Damn it. I need you to take over.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna make you use yours. Oh. Yes. Sorry. Paying attention is probably something I should do. While you're working on that, I'm going to try to grind a level on something. But not with this. God damn. Fucking zombies. Ambushed. I think I can do this fight. Oh, yeah. Damn.
Alright, this should work.
Cool.
It is funny how there are some things in this game that, like, maybe it just had to do with me grinding or running around and forgetting things were a thing, but, like, I feel like they're really intense with having you deal with the fiends, and then it feels like there's a bit of a break before you deal with the fire one, enough to where you kind of forget that that's a thing and important.
Oh no, that is how it is.
Good.
You kill Scarmillion and Cagnazzo nearly back to back.
Yeah. You know, at some point, I'd like to, I need to sit down, and it's not like a big thing, but like I find out what all the iterations like of the 4 feeds are. Not like how many Tiamets are in the game, but how often is Tiamat one of the 4 feeds? So a lot of the games have her in some form or another. She's in 12 is kind of a, I don't want to say a throwaway boss, but like one that's not in and of itself significant to the story. Others more significant stuff's going on, and they make no fanfare of it being Tiamat. You know what I mean? It's like, you remember when you're looking for like Fran's sister in the cave and you fight a dragon?
No, because I've not played that far into 12.
Oh, okay. But like, well, you fight her there. One of the funny thing is a dragon that sticks out a lot more after you go back to the village and then go farther in the game. You fight like a dragon that is like an earth elemental dragon that uses a lot of status effects, and it kind of sticks out generally more than fighting Tiamat does in that game. This is my experience. I think it's because it gives you a harder time. Like, one of the things it'll do is put oil on you and then hit you with its fire breath. Because like Tactics, that one has oil. Like in Tactics, it doesn't come up often, but when it coincides with a fire attack, it means business. This is not a pass, this is a...
Yep. There we go. Don't need the fan that high.
So what did this guy look like in the version where they went through everything?
Not too different from this.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Tella. You really saved the day there.
Well, okay, considering everything there's already been with this game and all the versions it has, what would you rather see next for it if they made another version of it? Something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, or something like, the Ivalice Chronicles?
Something like the Ivalice Chronicles. This will never, ever get a Final Fantasy VII level remake.
Oh, no. This had already had its, like, big, expensive, prestigious version of it. No, I know. It's had a couple rather fancy versions of it, because you could go between the one where it's all, like, new graphics, or... I guess the other one technically is too, but or the one where it, like, added even more shit.
Yeah.
You know, but, like... I'm just saying, which so you'd want that with, like, this, but with, like, talking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the bugs taken out.
Yeah.
I do wonder what their version of all the bugs taken out would be like.
Shit just works.
Because, you know, one of the things I kept hearing about the Ivalice Chronicles is that it was going to get rebalanced, and I have to say I didn't feel it. If it was, maybe I just haven't played enough Tactics, although I think I played a healthy amount of Tactics, but, like... I mean, you didn't feel a significant difference in anything, or, like, a difficulty level difference or anything like that, right?
Kind of thought it was easier than what I normally play through on it, but I've also really changed up my grinding tactics in that game.
Yeah.
I never thought to just stack a single class.
Ah,
I would always spread it out so that I was just getting something with everybody.
I mean, I used to do it that way too. I I mostly only did it the way we did it in that run out of laziness. I'm like, screw how they might turn out stat-wise. It'll all be fine. Stuff now!
Yeah, no, and it was fine. And Bio, yes. Bio was awesome in this game.
This is one of the ones where it does damage and poisons, right?
Yeah, damage and then puts drain.
Ah! Forget sometimes bio is separate from poison and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it puts drain on you.
This one a virus?
No.
Okay.
Bio is virus.
Ah, okay. Bio was called virus in the English version, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I remember when I was young having the epiphany if I could stack those status effects. Because more stuff's vulnerable to drain than is poison, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a whole chunk of this game that's like poison, nay winch.
You know, something I kind of miss like with old games like this is even though it makes you grind, how much grinding gives you. Like, look how many more hit points they had than when you got the Informant Polymer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they have definitely been out in the woods just lifting. I don't know if this will work. I don't remember if this will work on it or not.
So,
Dealt a good chunk of damage to him. But he's weak to fire, I believe. Did that not work?
what?
Yes, it did. Why didn't it change his color?
Oh, when you use Berserk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's supposed to... His
Yeah.
face is supposed to turn red.
Yeah, and then he's supposed to have, like, puffs over his head or whatever.
I don't remember...
I might be thinking of a different one, but I know what you're talking about, the face going red and stuff. You know, because he's Berserk.
Yeah.
So it did more fire or bio. I missed how much fire it did.
Stop paying attention.
Because bio did 800. Ooh, okay. No, it's straight up does more. Although bio's that strong if you think about it. Yeah. Cool. Kicked his ass and no one died.
Well...
900 feel like more if you weren't getting 800 in those one battles.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Final Fantasy 4 8-bit.
Let's see if this gets rid of my poison. I don't think it will. Oh, it did. Cool. Oh no. 200 gil.
You know, it's funny because I used to sweat stuff like that pretty hard, but it was only because I went to so few encounters and would run away from somebody. Like at this point, in a lot of Final Fantasy games, I kind of have an unhealthy don't run away philosophy, but I used to run away a lot. It partially came from a Dragon Quest mentality of, oh, I can survive this place if I run away from everyone. You know.
I thought that way too in my first Dragon Warrior playthrough, and man, did that game teach me that that was wrong.
I've had a varying relationship with grinding throughout my life, but at this point I'm pretty, like, fine with it. I'm not saying that'll always be true, but, like, I don't know, I kind of come to like the grind.
Like how Cecil has time to look away from his opponent.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. I didn't know parry would cut the damage down.
Is Dark a physical attack, or does parry work on everything in this? Because like guard works on everything. I want to say in 8.
Hmm.
I mean, it's ability that you get later in the game than you might think for such a basic ability in most of these games. So.
He only hit me 4 times?
Guess so. That might have been enough to kill you though, because he was. I guess he only did about a. What was he doing at max? Was it over 100?
I'll have to look at it again.
I mean, I remember being originally shocked at just how easy it was if you didn't fight him.
Yeah.
Like, this is a part of the game I would steel myself for. I'd be like, "Am I ready for this?" You know, but like, no. Apparently, it's just that easy.
Also, my favorite Magic the Gathering token.
Ah,
And that I have a favorite token makes me want to go do self-harm.
ah,
It is a clever token, though.
yeah. It's a copy token, right? Or is it an
Yeah.
okay.
that you can't use.
It's what, 99? Is that true for everyone who has it, or is his version like that?
It's true of everybody,
Okay.
and
Oh,
it costs 99 MP. Tella has 98.
oh yeah, no. I like, I know it, like, it's one of those things that the other characters, by the time they're high enough level that they have that they have hundreds of magic points. Like, I mean, how much are Porum and Palm up to now that you've actually leveled them? I'd really thought to, like...
They have over 100 each.
Okay. Yeah, we forgot to look at his stats, but I'm not worried about it right now. We should check out what he's got going on after the fact, though. See how good his stats do start.
I have a fix for this.
Okay.
Well, only 2 attack, huh?
I want to say that his strength goes up fast enough that gets up faster eventually.
Plus your card has only 10. Okay. So that's his stats as they are now.
10, 13, 10, 5, 11.
Wow.
His will's considerably better, and his wisdom's not too different. But everything else is about like half, and the strength's almost triple. Or in a third, I guess I should say.
I feel like I may have over-prepared for this portion of the game.
I mean, you did slay what was supposed to be the first truly challenging boss fight really quickly, especially compared to some of the earlier boss fights you had.
Yes. But Cecil early on is very gear dependent. So
I am curious if any of the gear you have will improve his stats at all. You didn't put that on, did you?
nope. It's like 42 from his weapon. Like that
Yeah.
is phenomenal. Dad. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Well, something rose his will. A little bit. It was a little less than that, right? Ooh, that did.
And I bet.
Oh wait, his will was only 11. You get all raises it a little bit.
I think Gauntlet's the other part of it. Yeah.
Well, there's something else too, because like I said, his other will was like 1, but this one's like 11. Wasn't it?
Yeah. 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 Nah, so it's probably like the rest of the items give like a little here, a little there.
Yeah.
Would have figured it'd just been primarily those two. But yeah, they got 129 and 126, and they're both level 19.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, 99, and he has 98, which is better than what he had in the US version.
So he had 60 for life in that, right?
80.
Ah, okay. For some reason I didn't think it improved in the original US version. Maybe I just have too much remember of having 60 hit points in a long grind at the beginning. Or not 60 hit points, magic points.
It may have been 90, because you could cast these 3 times.
Ah, okay.
And I don't know if they've changed the cost or the MP cost of spells.
You definitely know this game better than I do. That's why I'm asking you.
No, I know that you can cast those 3 times, because I used
Okay.
to have to figure out ethers for Tella.
Ah. How much did they heal magic point wise?
Not a lot. I think like 50. I think
Okay.
the first one I think is like 50. And then the next one's like 150, I think. Maybe just 100. Should maybe say?
Small amount.
No.
Moderate amount.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, here's a dungeon where you can't do it. Can you use warp though? Can you use? I know you'd probably just go back to that mirror room or whatever. Until it does have warp.
Hmm. Protect is a spell that Cecil should have. I know he has cover, but
No, I get you. You should have defensive spells to help other party members.
yeah. I think he should have haste, protect, shell.
What does he get? I know he gets like cure 2. Can't remember a whole lot of else what he gets.
He gets sight, he gets cure 2, he gets Isuna, and he gets life. That's
Okay.
it. That's it. I would have given up life for so many other spells.
Ah. I guess this is one where Phoenix Downs aren't hard to come by, right?
They are not. Life is something you
remember-
can buy pretty easily.
That's one of the things about some of these old ones that can make a difference in the game of how important the life spell is how expensive are Phoenix Downs? I know there were some of them that they were just like so expensive you might as well use life.
Fucking Final Fantasy 13.
Was it like that in that? I believe it. I remember everything being expensive at the store. I just like I don't know if I've ever bought anything in that one. Maybe the very first time I played it, I was like, well, I gotta need something, right? But like, I also didn't realize that when I first played that one that one's kind of like Tactics, where at the end of every battle you just are fully healed of everything, including hit points.
Still hate 13.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's just
No, I'm just putting that out there.
okay. Although I do think that one is kind of the culmination of the bizarre concept of we need to streamline stuff and remove everything for the purposes of just the pure gameplay in a game like that. I'm not saying that's never true and that gameplay is bad, but like you kind of can't do that with games anymore. You kind of can't just throw someone into what you do, no context, unless it's like a puzzle game. But even they, like Candy Crush has context. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, you know, that that's inherently bad way to do it, but more just you kind of can't get away with that anymore.
Everything has a universe.
Yeah. mean, okay, think about it. Nowadays, that is very true. Even something like Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood has its own distinct universe from the one that it's based on.
Mm.
I mean, you've seen enough of that show to know what I'm talking about, right?
Man, I gotta tell you, the first time my kid was watching that, I was like, man, Fred Rogers Company is gonna sue this show.
I'm not sure what message that show was telling to the kids, but I remember one point I was at your house and I was sleeping on the couch. I was having like communism nightmares, and I woke up and that show was on. I was like,
No, the first time I caught it, it was like halfway through an episode, and they were just singing, and it
Oh.
was all like very Mr. Rogers tunes, and then they
Yeah.
even had like Rogers theme song kind of like in there, and I was just like, the hell, like what is this
No,
show?
they have a song for everything in that show.
They
Some little like I don't want to call it a catchphrase or something, but you know what I mean, like don't poop on the floor. Adults hate it when you do it.
Yep,
You know,
it's always two lines. It is always two lines.
Yeah.
The desired action, the desired action, the reason why.
Yeah.
It is always.
I mean, even if it's the reverse of that, where it's the undesired action, it's always, like you said, the reason why right after.
Yep.
You know. And I'm not saying that's bad messaging for kids necessarily or anything.
I am curious as to who came up with all of that, like
Yeah.
like doing it that way.
I mean, it is kind of like Barney in that it has a very precise story structure that it always follows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was the one that was like that, right? It was like that in the original game where you had to like force your stacks together. Yeah. I remember that mostly being a problem when I would get stacks of arrows dropped from enemies. Like those, aren't there like Medusa arrows dropped from some kind of those two-headed snakes in like a passage or something, and you're fighting them in there, and then it's like, you can't give this to you in your inventory. It's like, why not?
Yeah, it's. Oh. I need another helmet. Maybe I can just be cheap and get away with that.
What is the next thing you gotta go do? Is it,
Go to Baron. Well, I gotta bring the kids back. And then I go to Baron after this through Snake Way, or Serpent Way, or the Serpent Road. I bet it's called the Devil's Road in this one.
probably.
I always call it the Devil's Road. Okay. Man, I don't have a whole lot left here. And I can't decide how much of something I can sell.
Yeah, it's either 1 or 10.
That is US version. I'm pretty sure let me pick my stack size. Uh,
So why the flame rod?
higher attack power.
Ah. Do they have the bolt rod here?
Ice rod, flame rod.
Okay. I was just thinking the next boss, that's what you do, right?
Yep.
What is the major boss between Rubicant and, like, the Wind Chick? There's something else you fight between there.
There's a lot.
Okay.
There's Calabrina, there's Golbez, there's Lugay, there's Balnad, which is the same fight.
I guess it's the whole underground part. At least, yeah. Is it both parts of it or just one of them?
Just one of them. What else? There's so much.
Oh, but
You know what? Lugay might be the last fight before you fight Rubicant.
Okay.
There's gotta be something else.
I forgot it's not a legendary sword, it's a sword with a legend on it.
Yeah. This is like hero cycle shit as fuck.
But was this the first one with the whole, like, generational heroism stuff? Like, you know, as your ancestors did, so do you, kind of like 10 or 5?
I'm not familiar enough with 2 or 3 to answer that, but
Okay.
I mean,
Well, 'cause
Heroes of Light and the first game, like it's
Yeah,
just
say in 1 and 2, I don't know 3's story, but in 1 and 2 that's not true. You're just you are the, you know, like, there's weird time stuff in 1, but like you said, they're just the heroes, right? And like in 2, it's like if that, but you're not the chosen ones. You're just the people who did it. You know what I mean? Which it's the same thing, but with a different skin, basically. But I feel like you're nobodies in 3, but I don't know that story. But in 5, they have that, and I wouldn't say it's a thing in 6 as important as the past is. It's not a thing in 7. Would you consider it to be a thing in 8? I know it's a thing in 10, but I don't think it's a thing in some of those 2, I guess.
an 8. No. There's no real there's like where you came from, but there's no like who your like family is or anything like that in it really. You're all just a bunch of kids that were dropped off in an orphanage. and somehow met back up later in life. The game's so... Yeah.
It's funny because it does a
Ah,
different
Devil's
version
Road.
ultimately. Yep. Of one's whole like time traveling loop. 'Cause if you remember, it ends both with her like definitive defeat and the inciting incident.
The light on ordeals accepted you as well. Where was that expressed? In the interaction with the light, and the interaction since they returned, what conveyed that? I think the Elder is, maybe on the dope.
That's the only thing that would infer that is the light did tell you to prove your worthiness or whatever, didn't it?
Cecil. They didn't tell that to the damn kids.
So that he heard it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know, it doesn't convey if they hear it or not. Because, you know, none of them back up his story that it calls him my son.
Ah, were they all like, huh?
They just don't say anything. It's just not
okay.
addressed. Cecil says it called me a son, and the Elder's just like, well, I don't know. I don't got the wherewithal with that, man.
Is that one of the things that you think you'd clarify if you like had your hands on remaking this?
Baby. It might be not worth clarifying.
Well, I mean, it could be clarified on a very basic level of like, is it presented as, you know, this is just a sound in the world, or you know?
What does that add to the story would be my question.
Well, it answers the questions you were just asking. It just makes it a non-question, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even necessarily have to care if the character's reacting to it, but you probably would, or, like, okay, Final Fantasy 12 does a bit of that stuff, where there's certain things that, like, when the, Kyria are trying to influence, Ash being her dead husband, most people just can't even see that happening. And there's this whole, like, can Vaughn see it happening thing? Because he notices that she's looking at it and talking to it and stuff. Like he notices her interactions with the Akira, but he does, like, for a while she thinks he sees it and stuff, but he doesn't. But, you know, like, I don't know. Because the game kind of presents it a little bit vaguely at first when Rossler's, like, phantom shows up or whatever. I mean, it's actually one of the Akira. I can't remember which one.
Well, what I more meant was that whether that question's answered or not, it's not changed the outcome of the story. That's kind of more what I meant. It's not really...
Okay, then
adding
here's
to
a
the narrative.
question. Even if you wouldn't put an effort into doing so, how do you think you would show that scene?
Ooh. That's a good question, because it's an important scene. I do like what the DS remake did.
How'd they do it in that? I haven't seen, like, any of the scenes from that. I've seen what it looks like and stuff and what the battles are like, but...
It just really catches the scene from different angles, that's about it.
Okay. Like, it shows who's talking, like, the camera on them as opposed to just this big wide shot the whole time.
Yeah.
Who was the first one of these to have, like, most scenes not happen in the wide shot? Was it something like, was it 12?
I don't know.
It might have been 10. I guess 10 did that a bunch, didn't it? It would, like, move the camera around and stuff. It wouldn't have, like, all of its in-game cutscenes just from the base map perspective. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I feel like it moved the camera around. It was like you are in a 3D environment. Is that the first 3D one? It was, wasn't it?
Which one?
Oh. Was 10 the first one where everywhere you went was 3D, or was 9 like that?
or 10, because
Because I know even in 7, the world map is 3D. You know.
no, well, in dungeons and towns and everywhere else, it's a painting.
Yeah. And you know, most of the story scenes don't happen on the world map.
Yeah.
You know, however Cloud's react to something, it's always from the same perspective that the shot has to be from. Kind of like, you know, this is the only angle they can show this scene from happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who cast Minnie? I was looking away.
One of the guards.
Oh, I forgot they had that.
She doesn't have Isuna.
Does it affect magic, or it's just your physical attacks, right? Or does everything do 1 damage?
I see no reason to find out.
What are some other Final Fantasy games that have mini? I guess Tactics does, doesn't it? No, wait. It doesn't, does it? What is it that makes you do 1 damage in Tactics? Is it being a chicken?
Turning you into a frog does.
That's it, yeah. I remember there being a state where you always did 1 damage with its frog in it. What are other ones with mini? Is this the only one?
No.
Is this the one, or is it a different one that utilizes that in some dungeons? Like, you can only go through these holes in the wall if you're in the mini state. So I know this one has
That's
some slow
3.
stuff. Ah, okay. I wish these games messed around with stuff like floor damage and float a little bit more. Not that I'm yearning for floor damage, I like using spells like that to get over it. I'm fine, you disintegrated me with poison, but I'm okay. No, I guess that's not poison. He filled his body with viruses!
Get sick.
Yep. Because BioOS does make more sense when it is the virus status effect, because the name, Bio, it's like you're hitting him with a living thing.
Yeah. I don't like that translation tweak.
What?
In the US version, Yang is mind controlled.
Was he not in this? Is he just brain damage?
Amnesia.
Oh. Okay, so he's just, I guess, at his base level, without his socialization, he's just like, no, I'll join a bunch of thugs. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually, it's funny because part of that reason that makes sense is there's so much mind control in this game. Like, even the guy mind controlling people is mind controlled.
Ooh, just walking through people.
Yeah. Remember, kids, usually when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, the innkeeper doesn't say thanks for beating the guards.
This game teaches an important lesson at this part of the game. Government is bad.
Oh. So why do you think they call it the Devil's Road?
It's supposed to drain life from you when you travel it.
You know, I remember being warned about that. It doesn't actually do that though, right? Okay. Don't early on in the game they talk like you need to be higher level to survive it?
Mm-hmm.
Be funny if that was why they set the game up where he has 600 hit points when he comes back as a paladin, was to survive the road.
I forgot to turn that off after I reset it.
The way you're capturing it, will it reflect that?
Yep.
Oh.
Meh.
You really have to unlock these doors once, right?
Mm-hmm. Ah, here we go.
Wow. That's actually...
And I got to use it 0 times?
Yeah.
Yep. Just need to put Yang. Back.
Does he need all three?
Yes, he does. Everybody has silver rings.
Are rings better than gauntlets when it comes to magic defense?
Yep. That's like their whole point, I think.
I thought that's what it was. I just couldn't remember if it was a class thing or if it was like the option to have better magic as opposed to like physical. How much do your stats affect magic in this?
I could not tell you the math breakdown on that, actually. A lot of the back-end math, I could not articulate how it breaks down. I do know strength is associated with the number of attacks you can make.
Oh yeah, like I guess that maybe that's what makes me ask. Is just I know how strength works in this, but I don't know how like the two magic stats. What are they? Will and wisdom. Which I still don't know which one's which. I only figure it out when I get to a point of the game where, oh well, this character has really good this, and that's the only kind of spells they cast. I guess it's that. Why do you think willpower ultimately has given way to charisma for the most part in RPG stuff? Like, willpower used to be a stat in more games, but it's kind of just fallen by the wayside.
I'm not sure.
You know what I mean, though? A lot of stuff you do with charisma in 3rd edition, if there was a willpower stat, that's what you would do it with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Goddamn. Devastating. Bet that deals more damage than just one of them. The all damage split is It's not fun in this version.
Uh, I can't remember. Is 4 one of the ones where splitting damage is just a straight split, or it depends on how many enemies there are? Like, not necessarily it literally divides it equally, but it's like there's a difference between like 3 enemies and like 5 enemies or something like that, or maybe 2 and 5, but you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it does an even split.
okay.
I think this is doing an even split, the way that it's some of the damage that it's doing to these monsters. Like, there's no way that that's not an even split.
So what do you think of the rebalancing of this so far? Like, how different does it actually feel?
Some tactics are not... I don't want to say they're not usable. They're not desirable. I'm going to check something here. This is probably about 100 something.
It didn't, yeah, well, it did notice it did more to the one that died.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's splitting the damage evenly.
But I think it's also taking magic defense into account.
Well, I mean...
Because most of them took 20 damage, but the weaker one took like 70-something damage. I think you're right in that it is splitting up, like, the potential damage equally.
Yeah.
Like, if it was all these guys, I think they would have all taken the exact same amount of damage. I know different, like, RPGs and even different Final Fantasy games handle this differently. What do you think you prefer, enemies to have about the same hit points throughout the game but raise in defense? Or do you prefer when they have about the same defense throughout the game but raise in hit points? I'm not saying no, there's nothing in between there or variations within those, but like...
My question becomes, how much grinding do I have to do to stay at the appropriate level for them? Otherwise, I probably don't care.
Okay.
Back-end math is not... I don't want to say that it's not important. It's not something that it's not something that I, like, try to learn, because, like, you gotta know it to manipulate it. But I've never been overly concerned with it. I think would probably be the best way to say it.
Okay.
If I know something works, or have, like, an idea of how it's supposed to work...
Well, then let me rephrase the question a little bit. Do you prefer, like, doing basically the same damage to enemies throughout the game to basically the same effect, or do you like doing do you like seeing higher numbers that basically have the same effect as the lower numbers did relative to the enemy, but like...
Oh, I do like my big numbers.
Yeah.
Give me all the big numbers.
You know, I have to say something I don't think that Square can decide on is if, like, how Final Fantasy is a series where, no, keep the numbers relatively low, or, like, go past 9,999. You just gotta earn it.
I love that noise.
There are some old sounds like that that, like, I don't know why, they just can't seem to replicate those kinds of sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever heard, like, a video game song where you hear the official, actually, like, played with instruments version of it, and it's like, that's not the song.
I find covered music on YouTube all the time, like game soundtracks and shit, and I can't tell you how often I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, that's not this song.
Oh, yeah. I have to say I do prefer the people who just do a straight cover as opposed to trying to put their own stank on it.
Well, I don't mind the stank or whatever, but some of these people I think get a little too far from...
Oh, you're talking about the stuff where it's like experimental, like, well, this is technically the this and that from the song, and it plays out the same way. It's just so rearranged and
Yeah.
dissected that, yeah. Kind of like, you know what it makes that kind of stuff makes you think of is the I don't remember what the word is for it, but where they were like reducing meals down to literally their primal elements. You ate that instead of like the meal together. Like, let's say I'm gonna eat a jelly sandwich, but I eat like it extracted apart completely, where the jelly's like powder, but it's not powder to make jelly with. It's jelly powder made from jelly. You know what I mean?
Yes, no, I've seen these.
And that's what that kind of music ends up making me think of. It's that whole kind of mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Stop telling me how to eat my sandwich.
Yeah. It's like I thought we developed culture so that we could turn seeds into bread.
Nice.
Oh, you know, speaking of high numbers, Yang's almost cresting 1,000 hit points.
Yang's my guy.
Three-part boss that you fight before the Fiend. How do you tend to deal with him?
Focus fire like fuck on the center part.
Okay.
I try to beat on him for a while, and then I will hit him with like a big spell. Actually, you know what? We're gonna run. I'm gonna take these guys. They're not a thing, but we're gonna run. Oh, those are splashers. I thought those were electrofish. Fuck. Oh well. That was a crit. Jesus Christ. We're just gonna belt it out.
Is the legend an elemental weapon, or does it have special properties against certain kinds of enemies?
It does have certain properties against certain enemies. It does, I believe, deal more damage to undead. It may deal less damage to types of monsters, which might be why the Hydra is just laughing off Cecil's blows.
Do you think he's supposed to be a Yang enemy? He's like, he's resistant to all elements. I guess not lightning, though.
Yeah.
Or are they guys supposed to be using the stabs on? Be like, yeah, I have to say it's a pretty good defensive tactic for a place. Guards elemental spell that turns people into mini. Might want to teach them not to use that on the same person twice in a row, though.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
You know, thinking of silly status effects makes me want to. Whoa. Makes me want to make a game where instead of mini, it's huge or something like that. And the problem is your character's too huge to be on screen, so they can't participate in combat as long as it's on.
Yeah. There is a glitch with Ancient, I believe.
What is it? Like, you don't want to equip it because something's always stuck on you?
Yes, but I think this is actually a good one.
What does Ancient do? I can't remember. Is it like put like old or like slow or petrify on people?
I'm gonna look that up.
Something I didn't used to know this, but there's a few swords like Ancient swords that tend to have a status effect in every game.
Oh.
Hmm?
Something silly. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were looking up the thing.
I was, but I got distracted. Here. Nope, it's a different weapon then.
I partially asked because I remember there being something with it, but like, it also like is weaker than Legend.
Yeah.
So like,
It probably deals extra damage type to a particular type of enemy. You know what?
like go look at it in the inventory. Does it have any like description? Ah, okay.
No, God forbid this game give you information.
You think it's better against the Hydras or something?
Might be. So we're gonna save. And you'll notice that we're not full health. This is why.
Is there anything here to do other than that?
No.
Okay. Isn't it? It's later that a guy gets out of the way of that door, isn't it?
Yep. Well, as soon as you go into the hallway, Bacon stops you.
Oh, okay.
I think you can continue on. And I think eventually you get to, like, where Odin is.
Well, I didn't mean that. You remember there's a guy in the way of, like, one of those treasure rooms, or a button that opens a treasure room or something in the original here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what he's blocking? I can't remember.
I believe he is still there at this point. He might not be.
What happens if you go over to where Odin is?
You hit an invisible wall and it throws you back.
Oh.
I'm disappointed that Bagan doesn't join you.
I mean, they do throw so many temporary, like, people into your party in this. Or do you mean that you wanted that character to be in your party?
Yes. Like, I wanted another fucking fighter.
Oh, no, I get that.
You've given me, like, mage after mage after mage after mage after mage. Give me a fucking fighter. Give me someone that I can just, like, smash enemies with.
If you were going to have another fighter in this, what would you have them use weapon-wise? I know that it could be something kind of like the other guys where they have a range of stuff, like, but do you have them use swords or axes or, like, hammers or...
I'd probably have him use a lot of the same weapons that Kain and Cecil share.
Oh, yeah, their shared pool.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you put any swords on Kain?
Blood.
Okay. I know there's some other stuff, too, but yeah.
No, that does not deal damage. At all.
What didn't?
The ancient sword.
Oh, I didn't realize you put it on for this fight.
Yep.
You have time to switch before the next fight, right? I guess, of course, you can do it in battle.
Oh, no. Okay, I didn't have ancient equipped. I thought I did. Damn. Well, I wasted that real good.
Did that do more damage?
Nope.
How much did the other one do? Was it like 100?
Oh, wait, you meant ancient.
Yeah,
I
it
meant
did like
I
80
was
something damage.
I was absorbed and just fucking myself out of being able to hit him with a hard spell.
Oh, did you cast that on him?
Yes.
Oh. How much did Legend do?
Why, about 90 damage. I'm gonna see what this does. Not much.
Is there something like the Coral Sword in this? I know you wouldn't be able to get it yet, but like, is there a lightning and like fire sword and stuff? I can't remember. I remember there being a lot of...
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not called the Coral Sword, it's called Lightning Brand.
Oh, that's cool. You know, it's funny how the lightning swords ended up being what those were, but originally they weren't that. They weren't elemental, they were works against water type enemies. It was, it was like a sword made out of coral or something like that.
Yeah.
Although one of the funny things about that is the original version of it didn't work. I remember getting a lot of those weapons in one and thinking they were going to be helpful because I'm like, oh man, I'm running into werebeasts. Yeah, the were slayer will be great. Just use whatever the best normal weapon is. I think they might have fixed that in some of the, like, I assume that's fixed in like the Pixel remaster, which kind of makes me wonder how much it changes like the meta. Yeah, how much would I be switching around weapons as opposed to just using like the silver sword? Because there's like an ogre slayer and stuff in that, right?
Yes.
I was thinking of weird translation stuff. Do you remember what the ogre killer is called in 6?
No?
Ogre Nyx.
Oh. That is a terrible name.
Yeah. I guess was that Kira or did they both cast Kira?
I did Kiraga from Tella and Kira from her.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought they cast the same spell and he was just had that better stats.
No, you can see. Well, you've seen them.
Yeah, no, I know the spells look different. I just wasn't paying that close attention, so I was mostly just looking at the numbers. You know, as a mini boss, this guy is pretty beefy.
It's because he casts Reflect. And
I mean, it didn't happen or got reflected?
didn't happen. Because if it got reflected, it would have.
This is one that'll let you scan your own people?
Yeah, so.
No weaknesses found. Speak about how in Final Fantasy 6 humans are weak to poison. You know, in Final Fantasy 8, when you scan one of your own people, it will say sometimes weak to this or that, and I don't know if that has something to do with what I'm equipped with, or if it's just bullshitting me. Because I know that you can be equipped with stuff that makes you weak to certain elements in that game, so...
Figured it had to have worn off by now.
Oh, yeah. Then his arms, while laying on the floor, fucking exploded!
Ah! Unihorn. What does Unihorn do?
It's not an alicorn, it's a different part of the unicorn.
Cures battle effects.
I want to say that that will cure battle-specific... Oh... You know how some of these early games there's a slight... difference between an in-battle and an out-battle status effect? I might be wrong, but I want to say they get rid of the in-battle ones.
Hmm.
It might just be any status effects, though. Tricky chest. Just for getting drunk. Ooh.
And that's what happens when you try to go to Odin too early.
Actually, think of the chrono trigger. Ding, 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 ding.
That drove me nuts for so long in that game. And then whenever I finally got the thing that would let me go through those doors,
Yeah.
I was so disappointed with what was in most of them.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Go all the way back to this cave you finally remember from early in the game that actually had one. Magic tab.
But why?
It is one of the funny things about that game is how it treats all the tabs with such gravitas, and they are exceedingly unnecessary. I'm not saying they're not cool to have or can't make your characters powerful, you know. Like, hell, you know, if you want Chrono to come off different, throw all your magic tabs on him. But, like...
There's a way to dupe tabs.
Oh.
I might be thinking of a different game, though. I'm not saved. We're living dangerously. Cagnazzo's really fucking easy, though.
Is it me, or would it be easier to empathize on some level with Cecil's relationship with the king if you had ever seen the king before you see his ghost?
That would help.
I feel like this, like, game kind of needs... I know it has a prologue chapter, but I feel like that's where the first chapter should start, and the prologue should be a little before it.
Isn't that it?
Oh, yep. Okay. For some reason I thought I heard it roll the other way. It's like, how can I find it? That's right.
Cagnazzo. Seriously, Cagnazzo's the easiest fight in the whole fucking... is the easiest fiend to beat in the whole game.
Well, if you know what you're doing. I've definitely had my ass kicked by him before. So what would you say makes him so easy? Just that you gotta just pound him with thunder and that's it?
That's it. That and his buff is dispellable very easily.
No, that was something that that was the big difference maker for me, was realizing you could take this thing out, like you said, so easily. This fight is one of those ones that went from like, I can't deal with it to, oh yes I can. Of course, also, the first time I fought him, I thought his tsunami was a reaction, not just a consequence of the wall being up.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, I thought he was really hard to attack into. No, you just gotta press the attack, like you were saying.
He didn't even get to the turtle phase.
Yep.
I've been to this fight with Palom having like Thundaga.
Ah. So that makes very quick work of him.
It really trivializes the fight.
Ah.
my favorite interaction in the whole game. Tella and Sid.
You know, I don't think I saw a lot of the Sids, and maybe at some point I just need to look at a showcase of them or something. But I don't think I ended up seeing this Sid's card. I know they all shared them. I've just seen a few different ones. I don't think I've seen this one.
It's him jumping off the airship with the bomb.
Oh. I mean, makes sense for him.
Yeah. I think I would have maybe preferred him like steering an airship or something. But him jumping off with the bomb, okay.
Yeah.
I've always wondered if there is a way to make them not stone.
Oh, because they let you have the prompt to mess with them?
Yeah.
I think that's just to fuck with you, though. I mean, hey, maybe there is. I remember here. Okay, I remember when there were rumors about that, like there were about Eris.
Yeah.
Like, go to this well and stuff. Well, where was the well they tell you to go to?
Yeah. Cannot manually fix, cure, or break the stone curse on Parliament.
Can you... I was... It's just funny that... I don't know if in this, the fact that nobody ever dies from their sacrifices for the most part makes them more badass or less badass. Because, I mean, I was thinking about earlier, him jumping off, it's like, that's not even his death.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of his apparent deaths, but like, no, he survived jumping off of an airship and exploding somebody else. He's like, hey, Hache.
We'll avenge them both. Meanwhile,
What does it say? Was it there that they said it? I should have looked, but like I can't remember if it says it there. It says if you try to use a soft on them, that because they did it of their own will, they cannot be broken. Okay.
yeah, it says it there. I like how we're just going through this game, and we've both admitted numerous times that we're not paying attention. That is maybe not great for the stream.
Yeah, we should probably be more invested. This is probably one we're just too familiar with.
Yeah.
This isn't one of the ones I'm like, man, I want to play it. But this used to be one of the only Final Fantasy games that existed when there were 3 of them. You know, like, so you know, I've probably played some parts of this game more than I have the ones I like more.
Yeah.
You know. Also, despite how I lived my life, somehow I had more time to play video games as a child than I do now. I say that because I used to do a lot more starting levels over again or separate runs and stuff, not like, I don't know. You know, this series really likes airships stored underground.
I mean, the series does like being super badass.
Yeah. I mean, there is 90% of the stuff that you could question in this game is that they probably like, because it was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
How many airships did there end up being in this one? Is it a whole 3? Is it 4? Like, I can't remember. But there's like, there's the big whale, and then there's like a couple more, right? There's the one that can pick stuff up. There's one that can't pick stuff up, but it can go underground, or is that the same one that picks stuff up?
The one that picks stuff up is this one.
Okay. Because I know that's how you can really get everything all together, even the, like, hovercraft, because you can bring it around with this to wherever you need it.
Yeah. A white flag? Oh. This is not the American version. The American version, it's just blue.
Oh?
There's no land underneath them.
Hmm. Yeah? Is that the actual World Toon tab, or did they just kind of make a thing for this part?
Nah, I think they just made the thing.
Here's a question for you. If you were showing this in a higher fidelity, would you have monsters be guys in robes like that, or would you have it be like random different monster designs from that, minions of, the kind of monsters that end up being minions of, like, Golbez in the game, like the kind of stuff you run into in this tower or other places?
Nah, the robed guys are fine.
Okay. I'm gonna put Sid in the front now.
It's not what I meant to do. You are right.
What does he start with? A wrench or something like that? No, just a wooden one. Okay.
Which is they have for sale, so
Doesn't even need armor though. He only has clothes.
He has prisoner.
Oh yeah.
There are 2 characters in the whole game that get prisoner.
Is it the other one Rosa?
Yep.
Okay. This is the only other character I can think of who gets imprisoned. But...
So you can use shields too, I think. Might as well buy another one for Yong. Whoa.
Is Silver Ring better for the other guys too? Oh, you remember what's special about ruby rings, right? They're not metal. That's why everybody can equip them. They're not that great, but they're better than like having the silver ring on or nothing. Yeah.
I hadn't paid attention at all when I switched his stuff.
I didn't notice it either. I just assumed you were putting better equipment on when you caught it with the other one. I was thinking, That's part of the reason they have bows and stuff, right? Those don't count as metal, right?
Yes. Yes, they do not count as metal.
You know, Yang could just use his bare hands. And, you know, sit as a wooden hammer. So. Can't remember. What makes it worth going back there?
There is a chest after they dance.
Yeah, but what's in it? I can't remember what it actually is.
We're about to find out.
Oh, okay. Funny if it was 5,000 gold.
My luck.
So aside from like flavor, do dancers in this? Because I was thinking about how you were talking about how there's dancers. I guess you weren't necessarily saying that, but you kind of said something that implied there was a dancer in every town. I was like, oh yeah, there basically is. And like, is there any payoff like there is in 5 for like finding dancers or pianos and stuff? Okay.
No, there's not. It's shenaniganry and nonsense. Which is fine.
Oh no, it's the world being there. It's
Yeah.
like most. Okay, that's what made the original 7 like actually stick in people's heads. Is all the shenaniganry and nonsense that was just world building and for nothing else other than no, this is what the gold saucer is or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like how there'd be hidden rooms that just had a guy in it that like said something to you.
I thought there was a chest. Could have sworn.
Go the other way.
I could have sworn there was. No,
Or talk to her, see what she does to say.
no, she just.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This town has higher standards than whatchamacallit, Wall Market.
Yeah. But you only have to buy the pass once, so I have it forever. Okay.
Does it actually sit in your inventory?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, folks. Killing it here for now.
What do you think you're gonna try to get through story-wise next time? Because this is a pretty good breaking point.
We're gonna get the Earth Crystal. We're gonna get to the tower. I want to try to get to the underground.
Okay.
I'd like to beat Calabrina. Where I'd like to get to. But we will reconvene on Wednesday for that. And, check us out on Twitch. Check us out. Check out our sub goals. Sub goals to play some specific games. 2 of the games will be like torture for me. The other game on there is a challenge run for Nerd Leader in Silent Hill.
Yeah.
If you have an interest in any of those games, check them out. Check out our sub goals and help us get to those goals. Yeah. That's all I got really. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and become. Well, I'd tell you to become a channel member on YouTube, but we've not unlocked that yet.
Yeah.
So we need them follows on YouTube. This is John,
This is Nerd Leader.
and catch you later.